Hey, it's Huck, and I'm sorry I'm going to talk to you a little bit on my smartphone today. Anyway, there is so much going on politically lately that, I just had to finally get something up. Because, look what's going on. We've got this Kavanaugh idiot, a guy who basically they shouldn't be having hearings right now on whether or not he should be confirmed for the Supreme Court. They should be having hearings on whether or not they should be holding impeachment hearings to get this guy off of the D.C. Circuit Court, given the amount of deceit that's already been uncovered, just in the hearings so far. The fact that he did, in fact, receive stolen emails back earlier, prior to his previous confirmation, and lied about it, and is lying about it still. At any rate, that's just one of the many things. George Papadopoulos is being sentenced today, as I understand it, although they haven't announced exactly what that sentence is going to be. It will almost certainly include some amount of jail time. That means that, what is it now? Trump's campaign manager, deputy campaign manager, and head of his campaign finance group, the RNC, is chief finance or foreign advisor and deputy foreign advisor, and now, at any rate, all convicted felons, all of them. And you get the feeling that Mueller is just scratching the surface here. President Obama gave his speech today, and I was very interested in listening to a lot of that. And, you may wonder why during this whole Trump nightmare that we're living through, I haven't been posting as many videos as I clearly should have been. But, the bottom line is my message has always been the same. And so I was so glad to hear, President Obama, basically repeat that message, which is that, we, the voters, above all, are the ultimate power to change things. And, if you don't like what's going on, and clearly most of us don't, we can change things with the power of the vote. And so I have been pretty consistent here with each of my messages is to get out and vote. Find other people that typically don't vote and get them to vote, particularly women, particularly young people. And I think Obama made it very clear that, I think if his statistics are correct, I believe they are, only 1 out of 5 young people, and I believe those are defined as people from the age of 18 to 24 or 25. Only 1 out of 5, voted in 2016, that generation. And if those numbers increased substantially, not only would we have the greatest turnout in history, but we would start to see a politics that more closely resembles, our positions on policy. What is it, 80, 85% or more of Americans want some form of sensible gun control. Majorities of Americans are for strengthening Medicare and Social Security, for a higher minimum wage, for, all kinds of things that frankly we're not getting because people aren't voting and we're not getting the representatives that are, that are demanded by the people. But that's because people aren't voting in great numbers. So, again, I think I've said it time and time again. Vote early if you can. Get an absentee ballot or go down to the Board of Elections and vote yourself. Don't even wait until Election Day if you don't need to. But more importantly, encourage other people to vote, particularly young people, particularly people, people in your family that, I think Obama said it very well. How people get frustrated and say, oh, why should I vote? They're all corrupt, or they're all this, or they're all that. Well, maybe it's that way because you don't vote. We are seeing in this election, this midterm election of 2018, more new faces, more first-time candidates than probably in any election previous. So if your excuse for not voting was, oh, they're all corrupt, well, this surely is the time to get off your butt and prove once and for all that electing new people to office might change things. But first, you have to get out and vote. Now, all of this nonsense going on with Trump right now, first we had the Omarosa book, if that's how you pronounce the girl's name. And, a lot of that was ignored, kind of like the whole Fire and Fury thing that came out. The trouble with both of those early books on the Trump administration, Fire and Fury, written by, Wolf, and this book by reality TV star Omarosa. The trouble with both of those books was that while no doubt some of it reflected some of the chaos and craziness going on inside the Trump administration, both of the authors, clearly had baggage. And so, you did have to question, how reliable all the information was simply because of who was putting it together. But then, Bob Woodward came out with his book. And I can't say that I've read it. This is about the 5th or 6th book that's come out in the last year that I've really wanted to purchase and buy. And, as long as I owe money on a credit card or, have doctor bills to pay, I'm afraid that those kind of things are luxuries to me. I am suffering another medical setback here, though. Interestingly enough, it has nothing to do with my breathing. But I came down now in rapid succession 2 times with cellulitis. There's some kind of a staph infection of the skin, which is, I don't know. The first one was on my hand here. I don't know if you can see where, well, probably can't see, but between my finger and my thumb, right. Well, I can't clearly, I can't clearly show, and I can't clearly aim my, well, at any rate, it took 3 weeks to clear that up with antibiotics and an antibiotic cream that I had to go see the doctor about. I thought at first it was like poison ivy or a spider bite or something. But then my whole left arm came down with the same thing. My whole arm, almost from my shoulder to my wristwatch here by my wrist, is swollen. And I can show you, it's all got an antibiotic cream on it now. But it is badly swollen, and at any rate, so I went in to see the doctor about this a couple of days ago. Again, they put me on this Augmentin, and they wanted me to go see a general surgeon, which I went to today. So they thought maybe it'd need drained. It was so swollen. So I saw this guy, Dr. Smith. Now, Dr. Smith is not a name that necessarily instills great confidence in me because I'm an old Lost in Space fan. So, and I told him that. But this guy was actually quite a character, and he was great. My estimation of him went up immensely once he told me that, no, indeed, I do not need to have it drained. However, he thought that I needed to get my prescription changed, more heavy duty. Augmentin, he said, wasn't adequate for this purpose, and he wants me on an antibiotic not for 14 days, but for 30 days. Something called SMZ TMP. I guess it's 2 different types of antibiotics here. You can see it's, I don't know, quantity 60. Well, at any rate, so I just started taking that today, and I keep slathering all of this antibiotic gel on my arm. But, you know, more doctor bills. I have 2 ambulance bills of $265 each. And some dribble that my insurance company doesn't, I don't know, cover ambulatory services for some, I don't know. So, $265 each. And I got my hospital bill, and I got my, now some of the bills weren't as high as I thought they would be, and some of them are, well, you know, crazy. So I've paid the hospital the $80 copay, and then I had to pay another $80 copay. Those are my emergency visits. The first time I went to emergency, they sent me home. The second time, I stayed. The total bill, now this includes what the insurance company covered, for my hospital stay of about a week, I think it was 6 days, $52,000. And let's just say I'm going to be making payments for a while to pay my share. But I'm trying to keep everybody happy, so I'm paying, you know, a little bit every month. And but I want to get these, I got the copays out of the way. I had to pay another copay today. See this surgeon about my arm. It just never ends. At any rate, see how easily I get sidetracked? I just want to thank everybody out there for, you know, for supporting my channel. There's a whole, you know, large number of you who over a period of years, you know, at least once, and in some cases more often, have helped me financially through some really, really difficult times. You know, long before I had these medical issues, I had other issues. And, you know, really dating back to the time my mom passed away nearly 5 years ago. And when I first started going on disability and I went through a, you know, a long stretch of time with no income, I've been supported by some of my viewers, and I would say 2 or 3 of you just have come through time and time again. There's one in particular that you know, has just continued to support me, and I just I don't know where I would be right now. You know, I kind of feel like I'd be dead, or I'd be, well, I don't know. Anyway, the good news is, despite this crazy arm situation, I'm feeling a lot better, you know, breathing-wise. I'm able to do much more. I'm able to, you know, go into stores, to a grocery store, whatever, and actually walk around, you know, carry my groceries out to the car. You know, I haven't, it's been so hot. Today's the first day it's kind of cooled down a little bit, but the humidity is still high. I had hoped all summer that I was going to finally get a chance to take a trip to the beach or something. And other than taking a day trip, you know, leave in the morning and be back by that evening, I took about a 3-hour drive down to Columbus to see an old friend of mine that I hadn't seen in 35 years. I took my friend Dustin with me, and that's probably the highlight, you know, certainly of this year. And I hope I get a chance to get down there again and see my friend Larry again. But at any rate, I'll give him time to recover from the first trip. And I got up to Presque Isle, not once but twice. Once a couple of days before I went to the hospital, and then again a week or so after I got out. And again, it was just for the day. You know, it's about an hour and a half drive up there. And But other than that, I haven't really gotten away, and it's hard between, just having enough money to put gas in the car to take these drives is an issue for me. And again, it's because I'm trying to pay extra on my credit cards and pay down some things that that I owe, and trying to get back to square one. And I'm a ways away from that now with all these medical bills, and I've still got some tax liability that I'm paying down, and I haven't even tried to deal with two other things that are on my plate. I've got my mom and dad's ashes up here. I have got, this is my mom, and this is my dad. Those are their ashes, and I haven't had the money to get them a plot and get them buried and put a headstone on it. And, before I die, my goal is to get them in the ground and get myself a plot probably beside them. And, of course, one of the things I did is I took out a $2,100 loan on my life insurance. And every year, about 3 times a year, or 4 times a year, I don't know, quarterly, I think they send me an interest bill. And I pay a little bit over the interest on it. But I really haven't tried to pay that $2,100 back because I've had too many other things that, that have come up financially and, in medical and just paying the bills. And so again, this sustenance that I have been given, there's no way I'd still be in my home. There'd be no way that I would be able to be watching TV. There'd be no way I'd be able to afford the medicine, let alone be able to do anything at all. Keep my car. Were it not for the continued help that I've received, and I just want you to know how grateful I am. I've said it before that, I can't find the words to express, the gratitude and, the relief, knowing that as bleak as things come, there's always light at the end of the tunnel, thanks to you. So those are my dual messages today is, all of this craziness going on with Donald Trump now threatening to try to find the anonymous op-ed writer within his midst, threatening to get Jeff Sessions after him, threatening to go after the New York Times for printing the doggone thing. And that's when he's not threatening him for not going after Hillary Clinton. I don't know. We will be done with this nightmare. I can see the writing on the wall. But it starts with this vote in November. So, again, thank you for your help and support. Thank you for watching my videos. Get out there and let's get some people motivated to vote. Hey, thanks again. I'll see you again real soon.